What's going on, y'all? How's it going? Sorry about the a little late delay here. Just running a touch behind. Just doing the family thing. So I am here. Market is now open 1 minute into it. We are live on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. And SPY has got a little bit of red action right now, 439.51. And the futures are down. Everything else is a mixed bag. FAANG right now is mixed, red, green, as you can kind of see here. Facebook, Microsoft, Tesla, all of them are just kind of mixed up and down. All the other sectors are pretty much bright red. VIX is spiking 1886. And SPY has kind of got this little bit of green or red candle right out the gate. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I am here. How's everybody doing? It is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. Things are looking a little hairy. It looked when the pre-market opened, it looked pretty decent, and then the futures sold off pretty hard and brought SPY right down with it. So a little bit of crazy stuff going on right now. No, I'm still holding on to these calls right now because the futures are at a very key support, so I'm letting this thing get a bounce. I'm down about 20% on those calls right now. Very small, very, very small position size, so honestly, I'm not all that worried about it. I want to see this basing here of the futures bounce back up and bring SPY up a little bit. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm still looking into it, Ace. Definitely for show. So we got this little green forming right here on the 3-minute chart. VIX, everything else looks is up with a red candle coming down. QQQ is green. XLK is green here. And I'll be looking at here, seeing what I want to do. Looking at the day trade option. So we're kind of in this no man's land where August 6th is too short and August 9th is over the weekend. But I am going to go with the August 9th. And I'll be looking at, let's see, 441s. 442s and 430s. Oh man, kind of got to figure out the deltas are 37. So yeah, 438s. So I'll do 442, 438s, and let me post these here. Watch list SPY August 9th. 442 calls. And then 437 puts. No, I'm going to do 438s. And then I'll figure out the SPX version of those now. All right, we have green candle now. Look at the futures. We're currently at this 4,400 level, and we're sticking strong. That's the only reason I'm pretty much holding on to these things, is see if we get a bounce off this and come back up. We are at 440.83, which was about 15 cents higher than where I bought these calls. So it would have been about a break-even trade because the thetas were about 15 cents. So it would have been about a break-even trade if we opened right there. But obviously we sold off about $1. Now we're sitting at 439.95. And yeah, so excellent. Yeah, big volume. The futures are starting to pop up here. SPY's got this nice, healthy green buying candle. It needs to continue on if it's going to continue that. All right, all right. So let's look around the market. Qs have got some pretty significant buying action here. Not too much price action. XLK is kind of trading flat with the red candles. XLF, big gap down with some big green buying ups. All the other sectors looks like they are getting bought up temporarily. Bonds have got some red candles coming back down. SPY looks like it wants to curl up. We got the 8 and 21 on the 3-minute chart that looks like it wants to cross to the upside. Futures looks like they finally starting to want to get a bid and get a bounce. Let's see. My August 13th calls 445s are currently trading for 86 cents a piece. That's down 20 cents. I bought them in 106. So yeah. We'll see where we go from here. See where we go from here. Only up from here. Yeah, yeah. So the futures look like they want to round up nicely. Man, look at the strength in the futures. That looks good. SPY is still trading flat here. VIX getting a little bit of green candle. Need that to come on back down to the 1770s. Tech sector's looking pretty decent. I don't know. Not too much movement so far after the little downside in the pre-market. No, I'm not going to touch that, Lee Rat. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to stick with my system of trading only SPY. I tried to go outside the box and, buy me up an overnight call. I'm good. I like my system. Don't fix what ain't broke, Couple of red candles right there on the SPY. Yeah, I wonder what the implied volatility is on those things right now. Let's see. Robinhood options. Not very many options right now for the options. Hit. And they're halted, so I can't look at the options channel. Let's see. Implied volatility. 168%. Yeah, I'm not touching that crap. 250%. Nope. That is options gambling. That is suicide right there. Not touching it. That's GameStop suck crap. Yep, that's what you want to do, dude. For sure. All right, SPY is not moving much. 3-minute chart, 440.07 to 439.47. That's a 20-cent range. Just very tight. All right, VIX is hanging out 1859. I want to start looking at the volume and really take a look at where support and demands are for this pricing here. We have this candle. We bounced hard off the 21. and we're currently sitting right at a pretty strong volume node on the VAP, 439.80-ish. We're a touch below it. At the bottom end, the bottom of that node is 42. The top of that node is 18, 440.18. So there's about a 60-cent node here that's pretty strong. We're right smack dab in the middle of it on the 1-year chart. Let's see if we have support to go higher, especially after bouncing off the 21 yesterday. The volume yesterday was large green candle here, definitely higher than what we've been having the past week. On the 3-month chart, let's break this down. We have a strong node at 438.81. 438.81. And that's about, what, 50 cents lower than where we are at the moment. And we're currently sitting at 439.68. A little bit of support forming here. EMAs are crossed to the downside now. 8 and 21 don't want to stick. And big old red candles on the SPY as it continues to fall. Let's see. Futures getting bought up at the moment, though, with massive red selling volume on the futures here. And yeah, they are flipping back and forth. Hey, big buy up on futures. Let's see if this will roll back into SPY. There was a huge selling volume on the futures, and it got bought up. And now we've got a nice, healthy, large green candle. The biggest green candle since, I don't know, I'm looking back, a long time. So let's see if that can continue to hold out. SPY needs to follow suit. Maybe we'll get a buy up here. That'd be sweet. Bonds are starting to spike, though, so careful there. XLF is trading flat after popping down in pre-market. You're going nowhere. A little macho man Randy Savage. He was my favorite wrestler growing up. Him and Ultimate Warrior. Good stuff. Yeah, so if you look, there's been a pattern. 1, 2, it didn't do it on the 30th or the 29th, but every other day except them days, we have this pattern of modern weakness. On the 23rd, on the 26th, on the 27th, on the 28th, on the 2nd, and then yesterday, just all morning sell-offs, morning weakness followed by buy-ups. So, yeah. Hey, there's the volume coming in at the end of the futures. Look at that. Maybe we finally have a little bit of a launch. VIX is a nice, big, healthy red candle on the VIX here. And let me bring up the, let's see, August 9th. 441 and prep these babies. I got $1.44 each on these things. But there's a nice healthy red candle on the F. Bonds are still going up a little bit. Just want to be ready. And the event Qs have got some nice healthy green candles here. SPY's flipping green. As the futures are starting to turn up, get turned. All right, we got a volume node right here. We're sitting right on top of it. Right on top of it. So we'll see how this thing takes it. Maybe we get a little strength in the futures here, take this baby up. The futures are curling up here. They are curling up. But no price action whatsoever. It is currently 9:47. We've got 20 minutes until the morning ranges are set. And yeah, we might anticipate a little bit of more price action than this crap. But all right, there's a little SPY there. As we finally get a little more green, and it's climbing back up. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Its features are there. VIX, nice little red healthy candle there. TLT, ooh, nice little reversion in the TLTs. I like that. SPY still green. Futures had that big sell-off there, or that big green candle gets sold off. VIX still falling. Man, look at that big old green candle here. But the sell-off here on the futures. Nice little buy up there. I like that. I got 90 cents on my calls from yesterday. I love to see it. I love to see it. All right, what's going on, everybody in the YouTube live chat room? How's it going? If you're new to the channel, head on over, join the Discord. What is going on? Can you show me how to zoom in on TradingView? Yeah, so what I do is I use my scroll wheel on my mouse, so you can kind of scroll in and out. And then if I want to get to a certain field of view, like here, and then I can come over to the little prices right here, click, and then drag up and down. You can expand that up and down like this. Oh, whoa, big red candle. Big red candle. Wow, look at that sell-off on tech. Look at that sell-off on tech. So it looks like we're having more morning weakness. Holy smokes. God, look at that. VIX spiking, Q's dropping. TLTs are starting to spike again. And that thing dropped right on down. Flush. So yeah, so I'm definitely waiting for this morning to play out here. This is a little too volatile. Now, see, here's the things that start to come into play, because yesterday was very much a strong buy opportunity. Like everything was pointing to bright green buys. The charts were, the volume was, everything was pointing to buy. And then now it's starting to have this breakdown in fundamentals. When that happens, when you have that breakdown, things start to become, okay, is the top in? Like, are we to that point where now we're going to start coming back down to the 50 and start looking at a drop? Because the buyers just simply don't want to buy up at this 440 plus range. It's, the market's incredibly overvalued, and have we reached that point? Once the fundamentals start breaking down, once things start going against what the things are saying for you to do, then you need to start reanalyzing what's going on here. Because now we've got this now going on a week and a half of weakness, and it's not even chop. It's just overall weakness where every green candle gets sold off, every pop gets sold off, and that's been happening for about a week and a half now. So, like, from here, let me look at this, since July 26th, just everything is sold off. Every pop is sold off. Every green candle is sold off. And it's not even a tight range. Like you can see, it's not like this every day where it's tight. I mean, it's up and down, oscillations, bigger, nice moves. So, 3-minute chart right here in SPY. VIX is spiking here. And tech got bounced a little bit off of this 366.16 line. Future starting to roll over. This looks a little dumpy. I'm cutting this crap loose. I don't like the way it looks of this. All right, I'm out. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this thing filled here. Not filled yet. There's 84 cents. All right, there's a little red candles getting bought. And that thing switched right back to being green. Looking at this red little Doji forming. The word I made up. That's funny. I won't say XLF is plummeting, but there's a red candle forming. We're still smack dab in the middle of their range. They're just back to trading flat. VIX is red. Q's massive green candle on the Q's here, so getting bought up on that. Nice. Man, huge green candle on somewhat decent volume here, so it is supported. Good. Green candle forming on the futures. VIX starting to head back down again. Bonds are starting to head back down again. Futures are green here. Maybe they get a little base and head on higher. That was a pretty big, yep, for sure, John, for sure. VIX still falling off. SPY is currently trading 439.81, and we have a range of 439.47 up to 440.19. Let's see, which is a 53 plus 19, 63.71 cent range. TLT, not really wanting to fall off. XLF got a green candle forming here. Yeah, there's two types of dojis. You got the Gravestone doji and the Dragonfly doji. Dragonfly is, let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find one on the SPY. All right, here's the Dragonfly doji here, where you got the little the body of the candle up top, and the gravestone's upside down, where the gravestone's on the bottom instead of on the top. So just two different types of dojis, and that's where you've got this big selling red candle, and it gets bought up. So put a little fakey. That's right, Sam. That's right. I need to post the YouTube link on Reddit. Bear with me 1 second. A lot of people ask about it on Reddit. I'm not really going to touch anything until we get this morning set here, and volatility is really logged or linked in. There we go. Do you trade after a daily range breakout? I do. I trade the range and I trade trends. Morning. How is everybody doing? Hey, nice little pop up here on the SPY. I'd love to see it. Man, look at that. Look at the jump on the BIX, the fall off on TLT. I'm sorry. Yeah, look at that. Man, big green on here. Beautiful. Currently looking at the 9th, August 9th, 441 calls. They're trading at $1.50 a piece. Be red. Man, look at that green candle. Holy smokes. It's coming, Arcarius. It's coming. I got paparazzi. I got that song stuck in my head. Drive me nuts. All right. How many puts did I buy in March 2020? I bought after the fact. I was not in the market when that crash happened. I bought after. I bought the dip. That was a buying opportunity of the century. That was generational buying opportunity right there. When you see it SPY at $217, now come on, man. I don't care what happens. When SPY drops $100 like that, you buy it. Look at these big green candles. No, don't buy leaps. Your candles bring all the boys to the yard. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, big drop in the VIX. Uh-oh, look at that. Big red on the futures. All right, SPY is still climbing on up. And we've got 2 minutes so the morning ranges are set. Things are starting to look trendy to the up direction. TLT's got this massive, massive red candle. And yeah, I missed that big sell there on the TLT until after the fact, although they got a little green on there now. Tech sector's running flat. SPY is kind of starting to trend up, and our morning range is just about set. I'm not going to call it yet because we're right at the top, and we still have another minute. So look at that popping up. There we go. Just popped up and moved the range even more. VIX still dropping. QQQ is falling. Bonds are starting to recover there. Careful at this area. 420 people watching. What's going on, everybody? Do I ever buy leaps? I already answered that one. Do you ever play zero DTE? Nope. Never, never, never play zero DTE. It's you're playing with fire when you do zero DTE. Because what happens when you're wrong? You know, it's it. I've got my link you can use, Hot Kyle. Let me know if you want that there, or if you're in the Discord, DM me and I'll DM it to you in the Discord. If not, I'll post it here. All right. $0.92 on my overnight swing call. Still holding on to those. SPY is looking green. I got the 21 about to cross up through the 34 for an upwards crossover. Still squeezing on the squeeze Momo. I want to look at really the price heavy here. We had this the big support that we were constantly wicking off of and now bounced off and heading upwards. Oh yeah, vinyl stickers. Yeah, I do still have vinyl stickers. I kind of got out of the merchandise because I have got way too much time. But yeah, I do have some stickers. So if you do want some stickers, I could. I've got a Venmo you could send money to. They're $3 a piece for them, and yeah, so I will post that Venmo link here in the room. Yeah, well, it actually doesn't say Options Millionaire. It just got my logo on it, but nope, it does say Options Millionaire. All right, yeah. So I mean, it's up to you. A lot of people wanted them back in the day, but like I try to get into the merchandise, but it's way too time consuming. So yeah, and I already do not have time. 440.31. Futures are looking great. SPX is yeah, look at that. VIX looks like it wants to come on down to 1770 after pop through 1820. A little bit more red here. Options. August 9th. I'm going to go with the 440. I'm switching to 442s, by the way, on the August 9th. I'm going to put that in the watch list. Yep, I already got that. Never mind. Okay. There's an optionmillionaires.com. Yep, I know. When I first started this, I looked at it. And obviously the S is the wrong place because I'm Options Millionaire, not Option Millionaires. So, but yeah, it's a bunch of dudes. I'm aware of it. I'm in the works of putting together a website, so something's coming. Yes, I'm still in the calls from yesterday, Jay Sunny. Hey, quick question. Whenever you make an entry on SPX, do you think that will also trend? Yes, it does. Yeah. So usually when all the time in the OM calls puts room, I do 2 watch list posts. Like I do like an SPY and an SPX. So you can kind of pick and choose, and they're both pretty complementary. They're both very tied together. So why do you use a 3-minute time frame? 3-minute and 5-minute? They show trends. The 1-minute chart is terrible. It'll give you false entries. It'll play with your emotions. You're going to see red, green all the time. It's going to smoke you out of position. Whereas the 3-minute and 5-minute builds in time. It builds in trend. So instead of watching this little bitty ticks, just green, red, fluctuate, you can see nice trend data. And the further you go out, the more trends you see, the more support and resistances you see. So yeah, 3 and 5-minute. How do you get TradingView to pull over full size from your watch list, or do you have to resize it every time? Well, you got this auto cage button right down here. So every time I'd move a chart and I kind of adjust screens, I just click that and it automatically adjusted. And then I set it to kind of how I want. If I want to see a little more like detailed movement, I'll kind of extrapolate this a little bit and I'll see very fine movements even on the 3-minute. So that's my favorite. If you want to see some fine movements, you know, go to the 3-minute and just zoom this out so you can see the movements in the candles. So things are trending up here, decreasing volume, nothing too crazy going on. VIX is at this 1814 level. If we pop below here, maybe come down to this mid 17 level. Bonds are still falling off pretty hard. XLK is going back to getting schmammered. XLF is coming up to the POC on the 3-minute. Things are looking. I think this might get bought up. QQQ is at the bottom of their range here. XLK. XLF has got this red up top. Little weakness here on SPY coming down on the 3-minute chart. Let's go to the 5. Down through the 34.21. Down to heading down to VWAP. Yeah, volume profile. If you go into your indicators and search VP right here, go on down to KV4 coins right there and click on that. If you want to know more about that, I've got a great YouTube video explaining how I use the volume profile. All right, VIX is still forming, or VIX is playing out the bottom of their range. I'm sorry, the Qs. SPY is bouncing just shy of the VWAP. Couple of red candles. Just looking around right now, this big weakness in the bonds now coming down. All the other sectors looks like it's still popping. XLF is green. XLK has got some weakness here. At Qs are down to red. I got $1.12 on these August 9th 442 calls. $1.09, $1.10. Right at VWAP. VIX. Big sell on the bonds. Everything else. There's $1.06, $1.07. Continue down on VWAP. All right, I'm close to a call here. I think this is going to get bought. Eventually, Qs there. Oh, never mind. Look at Qs and look at Tech. Texas broke out to the downside, dude. Oof. Financials looking good, though. I got $1.03, $1.04 on the calls. August 6th. I'm sorry, August 9th, 442s. Yeah, it's a pretty good volume there. It's okay. Let's see if we get mean reversion with the Qs back into the range. We're right back down close nearing the support area is 439.63. VIX starting to increase. Qs are dropping below. TLT has got this small little green. $1.03, $1.04 on these bid ask. We're right. Look at the support zone. See, I'm watching the volume node. I see the support zone right here, where it's 439.60. We were right here. We're barcoding off of it this morning. So I know that there is some support there. Qs are coming down. Their next support is down here. It starts at 435.57. So I really want to start focusing on the charts here. Zooming out on the 5, where I am on the 5 right now, there's a 3-minute, this little green candle forming. I'm your biggest fan. Sorry, I'm not gonna ruin your ears with my singing cues, and I'm buying this. August in at 107. Hold on, let me post this. Everyone, August 9th. I'm gonna post my entry real quick. SPY, August 9th. 442 calls. Entry 107. All right, so Q's got this big green candle buying off here. I know SPY is at the support. VIX red starting to fall off there, and then we have this nice little negative action with the TLT. Got this green candle forming here, though. But yeah, I think we're going to bounce off of this. Got it. Now paparazzi is going to be in your head all day. Yeah, it's in my head too. All right, these drop down to 105, so you can get a better entry than I if you do decide to take that play. But yeah, VIX is rolling over back down. Q's back into the range. All right. Q's coming back up. They're back into their range there. XLK is coming back up. XLF looks right here. They got right on top. They came back on top of their POC. They've got this red candle right above their POC. TLTs are coming back off. Sold that green candle off in red again. And SPY's got these little green candles forming. What's up, Draco M? How you doing? What do you think about the 10% rule? What 10% rule? Volume, yep. Would you say you hit better profit percents on trend days? Yeah, I mean, trend days, it's easier to get the larger percent gains because you're trending like pretty high in one direction. And then the range days, you can get more wins, but usually smaller. So, usually smaller. How do you get the yellow dots? That's session ranges. I'm sorry, I got peanut butter in my mouth. Yeah, it's session ranges. So if you go into indicators, you type in OM session ranges right there. So VIX red candle here as the bonds continue to fall pretty aggressively. Futures right there, dude. They do have this red candle right at the 34. SPY's got this touch little green candle. Q's back into their range. Red candle right there. What made me do calls here? We are coming down to the support node on the volume. So I knew like once we come down right in here, this is where we bounced off of. I saw the Qs getting a green bounce back into their range, and I saw the bonds continue to fall off. So I thought all those were pretty good indicators that we're going to at least base here for a bit, consolidate, and potentially go higher. So, and that's what I was going for. Bonds still falling off pretty aggressively, so this is a good sign for us. SPY is currently right here. All the EMAs are stacked in there. We just need an upward movement. VIX is red. I'd love to see VIX to fall on down to the 1770 range. Maybe pop through this 1820, come down here to support, which is 1770. But there's a big sell-off right there on the Qs, so oof, I guess as y'all say, oof. I don't use them, Cal. I don't use them. Pretty much everything. You know, I look for market news around everything. Yeah, if you're not getting notifications, then make sure you go into the getting started, because we made it where you had to have a role in order to view things. So go into the getting started, make sure you get a role. Because what happens is bots come into the server and they don't have roles. So yeah, so it's our one of our defense mechanisms. So you have to come in there and do that. Qs are flipping red, green, red, green. Now there's another red one flipping down here, looking to the downside. So SPY blasted right through their volume node to the bottom, 439.48. And big red candles. I don't trade leaps, couldn't tell you. VIX spike in TLT has got some green after this big long drawdown. And SPY is popping through the bottom of their range. VIX popping up after this 1810 level. Qs are looking super weak, and TLT's got this green right here. $439.30, big red candle right there, completely dropped off on these things. Currently trading at, whoa, 91 cents each. Nice, nice. VIX is green up here. All right, let's see where this red candle goes. Blasted right through everything. Holy smokes. All right, TLT is getting a bounce off this big sell-off. Everything else is starting to roll over and look super weak. So not looking good for sure. Not looking good for sure. Q's, XLK, everything is down. VIX is starting to spike. And SPY is red. $91.92, green candle there. VIX is spiking. All right, green candle there, popping through the bottom of that range. Get that mean reversion. TLT is got this little spike. Back into the mean reversion there after that little bit of a sell there. So little red there on the VIX. Qs are right back into the range again. And SPY is right back into the range again there. So all right, just looking around here, taking a look. VIX is massive red candle on the VIX. Cool, cool. TLT's back down. Q's got some double greens here, heading back to the middle of their range. XLK is still up. XLF still red here. And right at that POC. Right at that POC. There's that double green on the Qs. VIX is red. Qs are here. So we're still chopping right here at the bottom of this range. We're falling out and bounce back in. We're going up to the 3 on the 8 EMA there, and the 5 is green up there as well. Nope, I've never used the 1 minute, and I don't plan on starting now. It's just something that when I first started trading, I used the 1 minute, and I like it would give you false entries and exits all the time, and like you would sell on a red candle, and like, it would just get bought up because it's a 1 minute chart. I don't like doing it. It's not reliable to me. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And my system's working pretty dang good, so it's like All right, let's see what's going on right there. There's 96 cents on these things, so I'm down 10 cents on these. Do you find that a 3-minute chart versus a 5-minute chart gives you a more accurate view before getting into trade? I use them both together. I flip back and forth between the 3 and the 5. Back and forth because I'd like to see the trend data. I like to see everything kind of play out because if the more you zoom out, the more peanut butter you get. 5 here because you can see like, all right, here's a little sell-off, and then here's a green picking back up. Whereas the 3, you see more intermingling, green, red, and then of course the 1 is just a dumpster fire of red and green. Like how do you plan an entry based on 8,000 different red and green candles? You just can't. There's no trend. So 3-minute data, it shows you nice trends, and then even the 5 minutes even better. So I like to flip back and forth. All right, 5-minute, we've got some green candles forming. We're right up to the 21 and 34. One thing that I'm looking, I pay a lot of time, and I spend a lot of time looking through chats and trying to answer questions. And one thing I see that's a little alarming to me is there's an alarming number of people that accidentally buy when they sell when they buy, and accidentally like click on the wrong buttons and execute an order. It's never happened to me. I don't understand. Like, is it the other? Because the E-Trade is almost impossible to do that. So it's like, do other brokers a little more, I guess, convoluted than E-Trade? I'm not sure. I just don't know how that happens. 439.82, a couple of green candles. We're right at the EMAs at 34 on the 3-minute chart. There we go. Yes, 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. The other ones are a little long. I like to zoom out to the 1 hour every now and then just to see what the overall day trend is. But when it comes to entries, 15.35, I pop in and out of those pretty frequently. All right, VIX falling off pretty good. VIX or TLTs are still down. Woohoo! Oh, that's delayed. So okay, yeah. I was like, okay, hold on a second. SPY is still climbing. Qs are right back into the middle of their range. XLK is looking good. XLF, nice little bounce here. And right back to break even. XLB is up. XLE is still climbing. XLE. And SPY is back up there. VIX is still red. All right, look at XLF popping out that top there. That looks nice, strong. The volume was decent on that candle, still low, and this one's just even worse, so careful there. But SPY is still climbing up. Yeah, nice entry, Ace, for sure. For sure. Was I hoping? I wasn't hoping for anything. I was watching support, and the way that red candle immediately got bought up, like by the time I went to go start looking at closing the position, it was bought up. So I don't hope for anything. It's just that I'm looking at how that candle forms and how the market reacts to a candle like that. TLT, look at that. Look at that sell off on TLT there. So SPY is there. We have the top at 440.40 on this range, and they're pop above the 34 EMA. Yep, it's definitely squeezed the entire day. On the 3 minute, we've had one single firing, and that's because it was coming off that pre-market. So it's been definitely squeezed all day, which means this volume is pretty much even on terms of buying and selling. So yeah. Nice job, Ace. Well done. You're good, Lee Rhett. I love you anyway. All right, there's some green. All right, nice little volume here on XLKs. XLF is about to form highs. Nice. Keep that thing popping. Nice support there on the financial sector. Everything else is looking like a decent recovery. XLV's got a healthcare's got a nice big green candle, and SPY is continuing on climbing. Yeah, that's the problem, with this, and I feel you because that's the problem is that you have a month like all from mid-June until July, like we were killing it. I made like July was like everything I touched, I made money on for an entire month, like more money than I ever made. in a month, not including 2020. And then you have this past week where it's just aggravating. Every entry is like low volume setups and a couple of losses, and it happens. And that's the problem, is that if you're gonna choose to follow trades and make a crap ton of money in July, then there's gonna be some losses too, and that's the problem. And all I can do is explain everything to you. Is explain everything I can. Yeah, it's been a slow few weeks for sure. We killed it in July and June, and then here it's it is what it is. Do I use mental stops, or is it 15% hard coded? When I walk away from my computer, which is not very often these days when I'm in a trade, I'll set a what's called an OCO. One cancels the other. Otherwise, which is the 15%, and then I'll set a limit prices where I want to take that profit. Other than that, I won't take a loss. I won't hard step. It's just a mental stop. What was different June, July versus now? It's just market conditions, man. It's just market conditions, and it just happens. This is the way it shakes out. All right, there's a pop above the POC on the Qs, XLF. Little hit red candle here. Nice little volume. Look at that buying volume in the Ks. Let's see if we can follow on here with this one. SPY is selling off this 440 level. All right, pretty significant red candle here on SPY. And we're still playing this middle of the range chop. Q's right here is red. SPY is right here, just coming on down, rejecting that 440 middle range crap. Just more middle range nonsense. Like the most aggravating part about the past week and a half is that we're not playing the ranges cleanly. Usually we get a couple of days at least where it plays the upward bounds and lower bounds of the range cleanly, but we're not getting that, and that's the aggravating part. So it brings in a different level of unpredictability. See here, like we bounce off at once, never make it up, and it's just sit in the middle. Here, that was a pretty good day. And then over here, we stay down at the bottom, so it's that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit of unpredictability here as we come on back down to the POC. And selling that right back off. So we're rejecting this level here, this 440.04, and still nothing is climbing out. Q is rolling over. Things are starting to look pretty heavy now. TLT is still down. VIX is spiking up again pretty aggressively. Right back outside of the range. All right, Q's bouncing off this POC. No, I don't trade my gains. I post all my plays. If you look in the Discord under OM trade log, you can see all my plays for the past I don't know 5 months now. So I'm currently sitting like an 84% win rate. I'm sure I'll drop down like an 83 after today. But if this loss goes south, but yeah, you can look at all my plays. Did I go to university? Yep, I have an accounting degree, bachelor's degree in accounting. New. Oh yes, did I? Yes, I do. I did. I got out of college and I got an accounting degree and started sitting for my CPA exam and all that stuff, and I absolutely hated it. It was awful. It was awful. I guess I had like a midlife crisis at like what 21. So I was like, screw this. I'm not going to sit here behind a desk the rest of my life, and I joined the Air Force. Bond's getting a little bit of a bid. SPY is smack in the middle of the bottom of that range. You strictly trade calls. No, I trade both. If you look at my trade log, it's about 50-50. I've got 168 plays, I think, now. And literally, it's down the middle, 50-50 calls puts. I have the Pro Plus trading view. All right, VIX. So, all right, we're kind of stuck right now. Qs are coming down below that POC. SPY is right here holding on. And yeah. All right, just want to zoom out here and kind of see how this 1 year chart looks like after we didn't get the pop up that we thought we were going to get. Bounce off this 21 and no follow on candle. So here we had a follow on, here we had a follow on. Here we did have a follow on, but it switched red after the next day and then immediately went back to green. So that had a follow on. So every time we've bounced off the 21, follow on, we've had a follow on upside candle. Didn't do it this time. So the price was there. The price action was there. The volume was there. The institutional buying was there yesterday. But here we are today. Position sizing. I'm up. I'm up well over 150% this year. So it's all about position sizing. And like every one of my positions are a fraction of my balance. So you have to look at position sizing. You have to realize that you do not have to take position size to have extraordinary returns. And that's one of the big things that people do. Is in order, the people don't look 8 months and a year down the road. So just small position sizes. That way you control your motions, you control your downside. All right, Q is getting a bounce. VIX is also getting a bounce. SPY is starting to invert Q's here as Q's getting a big old bid right back into their range. XLF, big sell off in XLF. TLT is starting to curl up. Very, very weak market right now. Very, very weak market. It all depends. Sometimes, the low, anywhere from 1% to 3%, all the way up to 20, 25%. It all depends on my confidence, what things are looking like, stuff like that. If I see a strong upward trend day, I'll take a large position size on a call and let it ride. If I see a strong downward trend day where everything's like super heavy sell off, bad news, yeah, big position on puts. Range days, I usually somewhere in the 5 to 13% range. That overnight play was a fraction of that, just very small, just to ride out that bullish sentiment. So it all depends. You flow with it. It's all in and out. It all depends on confidence. It all depends on the market. Yeah, no problem. All right, that volume is the biggest green candle we've had, the biggest green volume we've had since 1040. So, what, 20 minutes ago? Let's see if that follows on through. Qs are up, back up in the middle of the range, back through the POC. It's kind of using the POC as this little upward resistance. XLK and F. XLF is getting bought up off to that big red. And bonds, man. Bonds. Going to the 5-minute. Qs are still pretty strong on the upward trend here. Let's see if that continues to go. XLF starting to round over, but bouncing off that 34. And futures are still holding right at this 4,400 range. Volume and price. The volume price indicator is doing the POC. Red after red after red, though. There's not much buying here. It's just stuck to the bottom of this range, looking super bearish at the moment. If I don't see a turnaround here in a few minutes, I'll cut these babies loose and see what the next play is going to be. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll cut them both loose. Don't trade John. Don't trade zero DTEs, John. Yeah, please don't. It's just way too much risk. Zero DTEs are made for small positions and literally 30-second jump in and out. So they're not made to hold. I mean, yeah, you can accumulate an incredible percentage gain on if you catch a runner, but if you're wrong, you're going to smoke you out. So it completely disregards risk. All right. Well, here's a little green. VIX dropping off again. Q's headed right to... All right. So this is a little strength in Q's we haven't seen since the morning, as SPY is still continued to climb as well as the Q's. So interesting. All right, look at tech sector. Tech sector is starting to get gain some ground, headed to the top of their range, and recover the losses from the morning. I'd love for SPY to do the same thing, obviously. VIX needs to fall. I'd love for VIX to fall. If that's what second biggest red candle of VIX today. If that falls, come down to the 1770, SPY will go right out the top of the top and head back up to pre-market highs. That'd be sweet. because there's still buyers. There's a lot of buyers and sellers. There's people flipping. The penny traders, they're the ones trading the zero DTDs. They're flipping it. They're not looking for 300% gains. Like this, the Reddit community uses zero DTEs for 400 and 500% gains. Like they're trying to catch a YOLO. That's not what they're for. The day traders that are scalping pennies, they're the ones trading zero DTEs. And there's always a market for it. On Fridays when they expire, they're flipping them. They wait for a 10-cent move in SPY. They flip the gain on zero DTEs. That's who you're buying and selling from. Yeah, they're obligated to create a market. There you go. So this is the strongest the tech sector's been since the morning run. Is actually stronger now than it was then. The volume is still pretty good for it. XLK is still up there. XLF sold off that red candle and is heading back up. Bonds are dipping down hard. And it looks like, I mean, this is, let's see where this rolls. Currently at $1 for the bid ask, 99 a dollar. If theta shows 0.17 on August 9th calls, how much premium will be lost in total from today? All right. The definition of theta is if the underlying price were to remain constant. That's how much you lose in one trading day, 17 cents on that premium. And you could figure out what the percentage gains or loss would be, or percentage loss it would be on that. So you're fighting 17 cents of theta if the price were to remain constant, the underlying price would remain constant. Yeah, XLF popping new highs right there. I like it. I like it. Qs are still climbing to the top of that. Justin, yeah, if I like, I don't want to consider. I want to continue to fight lows. Like, if anything, I want to cut this loose and start looking for a new setup. I don't want to do that. It's like I want to. If I start to see this breaking down, I'll cut it loose and I'll start to look for a new setup. That's all. It's just like I don't want to fight all this crap. So VIX wants to hold this 1812, 1813 range. I need this thing to fall down and come on back down. TLT is holding this 149.7 range. SPY's already well past the POC. Right now they're above. They're right. They're POC on the 5 minutes 439.60, and we're way up here at 439.85 right now. So it's past it. All right, bonds rolled over and fell more. VIX is wanting to bounce off the 18 level. Yeah, it does, there's not. I mean, there's definitely some pulling and pushing with the sellers and buyers right now. Sorry to adjust my stand-up desk. Getting a little tight. How long did it take me to become a profitable trader? I would say 2 years to start getting some decent profits, and then 3 years where I was like, I could start counting on a supplemental income from trading. So it was about 3 years. Because I wasn't trading full time. I still had jobs, and I still had a job and stuff. And I wasn't a full time job. How old am I? I'm 35 years old. 35. All right, VIX sold off that green candle. Looking around everything here. SPY is still sticking to the 34 right now on the 5-minute. There's a 3-minute. Doesn't want to go anywhere. VIX. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can we get a breakdown of the VIX? Come on, baby. If you didn't have a job, you think it would have been a little quicker, or was that just market experience helped you more? No, I think it was good for me because you don't want to put all that stress on your shoulders. Like this, trading is not an easy thing to do. Long-term, successfully, profitably. So why add more stress on depending on it for income? It's very, very difficult to do. So, yeah. How much did it cost to become a pilot? I mean, the military took care of that for me, but you know, if you want to get all your certifications, stuff like that, anywhere from 4,000 to 6,500 bucks to get your private, anywhere in there, private pilot's license. Yeah, no problem, no problem. That is not real in my opinion. That is a recreation ace. I'm not gonna say that, Butter. I'm not gonna say that. I just want to keep a few a little those details out. 12K for a private pilot. Wow. I mean, it definitely different. Oh, Alaska. Okay, definitely just different for different people. Some people it may take 70 hours. Some people you could do it. I think you could do it in 30. I think you could do it in 36 hours. I think is the shortest you could like theoretically do it. So before you actually sit. Big sell off here on the VIX. All right, so Qs are rolling off. SPY is dipping back down. VIX is spiking off those lows again. TLTs, man, big sell off on the. Oh no, never mind. Bonds are getting a bounce. Big green candle here on the VIX as Q's just sold off hard. TLT is getting a bounce there. Everything else looks XLB is kind of trended down. XLF is formed new highs with this little red candle here. XLK is rolling over there and Qs are there. And VIX is spiking. So not even getting up to the top of the range. We're playing this little 439.93, 439.24, this little 70-cent little chop. I think you have to be in pilot training by the time you're 30. Like you have to be accepted. You have to be in pilot training by the 30, I believe. If I remember correctly. All right. So Q still want to stay in their range here. SPY is outside of their range once again. Outdoor investors. Yeah, I mean, you could try. You never know. You never know. So that big selling price action didn't have any supported volume. Yeah, it depends. It depends on what this candle here is. If this gets bought up, then we'll see. What made you want to start YouTube Red Sum and teach people for free? Man, it kind of happened out of nowhere. That's a good story. And if you go into the Discord, I posted my story on of core values. If you look at the top welcome stream, the core values channel, I kind of posted how this all came about because it's pretty crazy. It just kind of happened out of nowhere, and here we are today. Oh, thanks, Benjamin. Appreciate that. Where do I see myself in 3 years? I don't know. It's a good question. At least here, I don't know. Well, it's a good question. I'll think about that one. Q's are red here. SPY has got some more weakness, and down further we go. TLT is up. XLV and E and F. Man, that thing is falling off hard too. VIX is starting to spike after bouncing off this 1812 level hard. No, Don, I don't. Oh, 33. Okay. They moved it to 33. Thanks. It's just Max. I appreciate that. That'd be nice. Yeah. Usually I'm trading 5 to 7, 4 to 7 DTEs, somewhere around that range. Sometimes 3, sometimes 5. It all depends on the way things are working, what the level of risk I want to take, and how volatile the market is. If the market is not really moving much and it's kind of chopping in a very tight range, I will go with a shorter DTE to kind of capture some volatility. If it's got a big trend move, I'll just go with a little longer to take risk out and still take advantage of big profits. All right, another red candle here on the SPY. VIX is up here. TLT is still climbing. And yeah, I am just about at my patience limit with this call here. So let's come over here, get my order form ready to cut this baby loose, and then I'll cut that swing loose too, and start looking for a different trade. VIX is spiking. Qs are red here. We're at this support with 439.08. My finger is right on top of that sell button. If we continue to break down, I'm out. I'll give it a chance to bounce off of that support again. It's not looking too good. VIX is still spiking here. Qs are at the bottom of their range. We'll see there. All right. Right here. So we got this green forming. Once again, we're bouncing off the support of this 439.35. Am I a wizzo? No, I'm not a wizzo. I'm a pilot. Not a wizzo. Yeah. All right. Qs are bouncing off the bottom of that. And SPY is, yeah, just hunkered out. Yeah, tell me about it, Justin. Yeah, about 2 o'clock, this thing will be over 442. That'd be sweet, lady. That'd be sweet. But yeah, I just there's not really much going on right now. Do I trade any foreign markets? No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, because we're nearing the point where it's like the term all time high has been kind of watered down because like we've been hitting all time highs weekly for 18 months now. But I think we're like it's the way the charts are looking and the way the market is acting. It does look like we are reaching all time highs, like the high, the top. Yeah, it's you have to use the word top lightly because people have been calling tops for 18 months, and there are countless blown up accounts that have been discarded to the graveyard because people calling tops and buying puts for the past 18 months. But the way the charts are acting, like when fundamentals start to break down, and when you have this kind of weakness for 2 weeks in a row, and like we're not even playing, it's not even sideways chop. Like if you go back and look at June, like it was tight, just non-directional chop for a lot of June. But this is more like we keep having this extreme weakness, sell-offs, every big peaks here with big sell-offs, sell off. I mean, it was getting to the point here where there's no weakness and the buyers aren't stepping in. We had the institutional buyers step in yesterday and rock this thing, and it's just here another sell-off in today. So then you've got the Delta variant coming out. A lot of weakness here in the market now in the fundamentals. So Qs right now are popping again above the POC to the node, and XLK, XLF is kind of selling off here right below their POC. And SPY does not want to come back into the range. Yeah, and I know back in May? I think it was May is when we were talking about I expected the downturn to happen sometime in later 2021. And in my mind, I always had like, Octoberish type of time frame. But here we are in August, and things are looking pretty weak and pretty heavy. Well, you've got the financials. You've got the printer that everyone jokes about, the federal assets, the federal asset monetary policy, where the market's been supported up. Well, that's going to start to change. And then you've got the charting, the actual technical charts that all indicates point that this is going to continue to climb and it's falling down. And then hold on a second. All right, I'm out there. I'm out that call at 80, and then I'm going over to my. Let me post this here. Out, and then go to my calls, my swing calls here, and I'll close those as well. I'm done with that crap. All right, close those as well. Those are out at 64. So, yeah. All right, so double red candle here. What's up, Luis? What's up? What do you want to look at? So double red candle there. VIX, man, massive spike on the VIX here as Qs continue to fall off. Let's look right there. Now the breakdown in SPY here. Let's see if we get some even more weakness. And just the crazy weakness we've been having is nuts. So market conditions are definitely changing for sure, and we need to adapt. Nope, I closed everything. I'm out completely. Big sell off. Hey, that was a good exit though. Things started tanking. Yeah, the market's looking terrible, terrible. Especially if this gets sold off here. Yeah, it's gonna be cray cray. So let's switch over. I'm gonna switch my contracts over to puts and see if we can get us into put here. August 9th for let's see here, the deltas on these things. I'm gonna go with the 437s. Let's go 436. $1.35. All right. Well, it is 10:45 here. I am starving, so I'm gonna go get some lunch. And I think it's a good time to pop off and see if we can get us into play here. Let the market do its thing here, as it looks like SPY is gonna kind of buy up this thing here. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off here. I will still be monitoring the Discord. I will still be monitoring any notifications. If you want to hit me up at me at OptionsMillionaire, or you can DM anytime. Yeah, if you're new to the YouTube channel, head on over to the Discord. link up there. You can shoot me a message at me anytime and discuss any problems you have, questions you have. If you want me to take a look at your system, that's fine. So anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. Let's see if we can get a couple of wins going this afternoon if possible. Other than that, I'm out of here. See y'all.